Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. Manchester United have apparently made a bid in the last couple of days for Nicolo Barella from Cagliari. A lot of you won't know who he is, but all I'm going to say, if we sign him, we've got the best chance ever. You can stand under my umbrella, under my umbrella. Rubbish, isn't it? Absolutely rubbish. Let's hope that never, ever sees the light of day. But I am very excited about this deal. I love Italian football, as many of you know. I do watch a lot of it. This is a player that Chelsea are linked to him. And Chelsea make good signings. They do. It doesn't matter who their manager is. They've got a very, very good transfer network. And obviously with Sarri there now, you've got somebody who does understand the Italian game, obviously having managed there. Barella would be brilliant. He would be a brilliant signing. Who is he? What he's all about? Okay, so he's 5'9". He's 21, but he's 22 next month. He's sort of been liked. Look, people say Pirlo, people say Verratti and stuff like that. For me, no, he's not like that. He's box to box. He can score goals. He can play CDM, but to me, he's a right-sided midfielder, box to box. He played the Herrera role in the current team, the role that Fred is meant to take. But £30 million, why are we talking about him? Well, £30 million is apparently Manchester United made a bid for Barella a couple of days ago. £30 million, take it or leave it. And they left it. But it doesn't mean that's the end of it, because we might go back in there again. Chelsea are interested in him as well. He's a player I've never mentioned before because I think Chelsea will be favourites for him. But actually, this news over the last couple of days, which has come from Italy, it's come from Corriere dello Sport. They are saying that United have made a £30 million bid in the last couple of days. Take it or leave it. Now, United have been tentatively linked to him for quite a while, which made me think, well, maybe he was a Mourinho signing, but then maybe he isn't. Maybe he's the sort of player that United want to go for. And we've spoken about this quite a few times now, and I definitely think that he is the sort of player that United are looking at. The younger player who can go to the next level and become a top player. I think some of us feel like we need to pinch ourselves to believe it, but United, whilst getting rid of Mourinho, they've also got rid of this horrible era of signing 29, 30-year-olds who were in their prime but on the decline, and looking at the United way. Solskjaer's in, we're playing attacking football, but also in the transfer market, they want to go for these sort of players that are not quite the best in the business yet, but have the potential to be. It's part of the reason I think we're looking at Eder Militao at Porto as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we did that deal as well. Another 21-year-old who's got the potential to go on and be absolutely fantastic. So keep your eye on that deal as well. I'm starting to think United have a plan now, and it is to look for players in their early 20s who've got that potential to go on. I've seen people talk about Barella being like Torreira of Arsenal. Well, I tell you what, if he ends up being like Torreira of Arsenal, we're on to a winner, because I think he's been arguably the signing of the season in the Premier League. As much as I don't like Arsenal, I've got to say Torreira's been a very, very good signing. But they're worlds apart, really, because Torreira's a lot smaller than Barella. Barella is a lot more progressive in the way he wants to play football. He can dribble, he can score goals, as I said. He's very tenacious, he's very quick, and I just think obviously, the only issue is Serie A, Premier League, there is a big difference. There's a big difference in the speed of the game. And there isn't a massive amount of Italian players that have come over to the Premier League and done that well. There isn't. That's statistically proven. But he's 21, and he reminds me of the sort of thing that Verratti did as well. Leaving Italy, went to PSG, played his early 20s in a foreign country. And I like the look of this deal. And I think if we don't do it, then Chelsea probably will do. Cagliari will want the money. They're not a massive Italian side. £30 million. I mean, I think that he signed a new contract about a year ago, 2018. His contract's still 2022. And I think that Cagliari would probably take 40 million, 50 million euro, which isn't far off where we're at now. And I think, look, if you get a player of Barella's quality for £30 million, that is a steal. I think we should be looking to go up to 40 million. And if Chelsea are in for him, we should definitely be looking at that. Because I look at Manchester United's midfield, and Rahib says he's a better Jorginho. Well, to be honest with you, if you do your research on him, I don't necessarily agree with this, but a lot of people say he's a bit like Steven Gerrard, because he can do he's very good going forward, but also he's very tenacious and athletic in the tackle. I don't really think he's like Gerrard at all from what I've seen of him. I think he's his own sort of player. I think people always want to say that somebody's the next this or somebody's the next that. I think he's his own player. I think he's very good going forward, but also he has got midfield bite about him. And you look at Manchester United's midfield, and I think for the rest of this season, our midfield three has got to be Pogba, Matic and Herrera, because they're the most reliable three, and Pogba's the star. I think long term, Matic isn't the solution, and I think long term, Herrera can have bad games. But if you could bring a Barella in, we obviously want to try and still get the best out of Fred. We're starting to do something with our midfield. The interesting thing about Barella is, we spoke about Pereira over the weekend. Barella compared to Pereira is a better... this is why I think Pereira needs to leave United, maybe, because I don't think he's grasping the opportunities. And as I said this morning, maybe Pereira with a buyback clause is the way to go for United. But I'm very excited about this deal. I know it's not Ndembele, it's not Ndidi, it's not Verratti or somebody like that, but he has got the potential to be a very, very, very good midfielder. And I always like these signings that United make, the Nannies, the Ronaldos, the players who you get in around 20 years of age and you turn them into a player. And I think United's the perfect platform for that, and we need to get back to that. So for those joining us a little bit late, Nicola Barella, he is Cagliari midfielder, box to box, 22 next month. Manchester United, according to Corriere dello Sport, made a bid of £30 million a couple of days ago, take it or leave it. And apparently Cagliari have said leave it, but it doesn't mean that we will leave it there, because if we've made a bid, then we want him. And Chelsea want him as well, so there's a bit of a battle there. And again, it's a bit of a surprise to me that United have actually gone in for it. I've never mentioned it on the Transfer Daily because I never felt that we were realistically in for him. And, there's nothing to say that we definitely are, but it's an interesting report. And I like the fact that United would be in for a player like this. Now, if Chelsea get him, I'm not suddenly going to say he's shit. He might fail in England. He might fail if he comes to United. But again, I would say he's a good player. And he's the sort of player that we should be looking at bringing in, and I'm very excited about it. If we can go and do the deal, I'm very excited because it's a midfielder as well. I mean, I feel that United are looking at a centre back and a right midfielder, but I do think our midfield needs work. I mean, we saw at the weekend, Fred is a million miles off the player that we thought we were getting. Pereira's not grabbing the opportunities. McTominay, I don't think is ever going to be good enough. Fellaini needs to go. I think if United got an injury to Herrera or Matic or Pogba at the moment, we would be a much weaker team. And I think Herrera and Matic can be improved on. But Mark is going on loan to QPR. Why can't we get a good defender, says Faduna? If you've not watched Transfer Daily this morning, click the eye in the top right-hand corner. Any questions you've got about centre-backs are answered in the video I did this morning. If you've not watched it, click the eye in the top right-hand corner and give it a watch about the centre-back situations. Barella equals Casemiro, says Denis Adrian. I'm not going to... I have seen Barella a few times. I've not watched him as much as I watch Juventus. Cagliari are not on the high on my list to watch, but I do know who he is. We have been linked to him for a good 8 months, I'd say now. I never thought we would go in for him. I really do think he is the sort of player that Chelsea, especially with Sarri, will go for. But I'm not going to say he's the next this, he's the next that. I mean, if you can get any old videos of watching him play, you'll see what he's all about. He's played for the Italian national team. He's very, very highly thought of. I'd be surprised. I always think if you can get a deal like that done, you've very, very well. You've done very, very well for the simple reason, Italian football is on the up and they normally retain their own talent. So to take a young talent from Italy and bring him over here would be a real steal as well. But as I said, he's tenacious. He's very good on the ball. He can dribble. He can score goals. He's got a good passing range. And he can play anywhere in the midfield. But his ideal position, I think, is in a midfield three on the right-hand side as the box-to-box. And it's funny because I'm playing Football Manager at the moment. I'm just trying to get my graps around it. And my midfield three, you've got your sitter, you've got your more advanced left-sided one, and you've got your box-to-box right-hand-sided one. And that's basically what United do. Matic is the sitter. I wish it was Modric. Pogba is the more advanced left midfielder and with some defensive responsibilities. And then your right-sided player, which is Herrera for us at the moment, they've got probably more defensive, but they are allowed to box as well. And that is where Barella would come in. I think I'd just be massively excited about this signing. It's really... I know a lot of people are back at school and university and work today, and I am as well. And it's like this has enthused me. Whether it happens or not, it really has made me buzz. It's like it feels like Christmas again, because to me, this is the sort of signing United should be making. And I know a lot of you don't know who he is, and we may not sign him, but it excites me that we're linked to this sort of player, that rather than the normal crap of Toni Kroos and people like that, who Toni Kroos is a very good midfielder, but his best years are behind him. I don't want United to be signing 28, 29, 30-year-olds anymore. Let's start making our own players. We always used to do that. Let's start making our own players. Let's polish that. United were always very good at pulling a gem out, and they're a good talent, but we polish them and make them great. Even if you think about people like Andy Cole and your Dwight Yorks, Jaap Stams, people like that, they were on a path to greatness, but we made them great. And I think that's what United need to do. Let's make our own stars instead of looking at taking somebody else's. The Alexis Sanchez one is a prime example. Matic is a prime example. We're taking somebody else's work and trying to make them fit into our squad. That was the Mourinho mentality. United, this is good. This is positive. This is what it's all about. Please do smash a like on the video. Odin Midgard says trust the scouting crew. Well, Ollie has dropped a massive hint there. He said that the scouting network at Manchester United is amazing. I don't think we've seen evidence of that. In fact, was it 6 months ago we had, I forget the name of the person, was it Batra or Batter? So we had somebody who came over from Juventus to head up our scouting network, and he's gone to St. Petersburg. And a lot of the rumours were that was because he was frustrated with the way Mourinho was running things. Mourinho's not there anymore, and maybe we can now start to get the best of our scouting network, because I think the United scouting network is almost second to none. It's one of the best in the world, and they know what to look for because they know what United's all about. I think we've been putting players forward, and Mourinho's been going, no, because he doesn't want to develop players. If he goes and gets the Real Madrid job now, he ain't going to start playing Real Madrid youth. He's going to go and spend 100 million on him, 100 million on him. That's how Mourinho works. And I think we will start to see the benefits of our scouting system now. Again, that gets me massively excited, because I think this is a result of our scouting network, that we are looking at Barella, that we are looking at Militao in Porto, and there'll be other players that we're looking at around 20, 21, 22. That's what our scouting network's doing, and that really excites me. Why are we getting a B-Tech Verratti? He's nothing like Verratti. That's really, really lazy and stereotypical just because he's Italian. He's not. In fact, Barella's 5'9" and box to box. Verratti's 5'6" and more of a sitter. United scouts are good, says Craig O'Neill, but then he laughs. Well, I think we'll start to see the best of them. Brahim Diaz will suffer at Madrid with Mourinho. If Mourinho goes to Madrid, I'm going to laugh, because Ramos has said he'll leave. Barella is 28. No, he's not. He's 21. Coutinho, says Samadon. Would you want Coutinho at Manchester United? Not for me. Again, I think he is exactly the sort of player we don't want at Coutinho. I would rather get Leon Bailey or Bernardeschi or someone like that. I'd rather get a younger winger than go for Coutinho, who is a Barcelona surplus to requirements player, and also he used to play for Liverpool, so no, not for me. Thomas from Atletico Madrid and the left-footed right winger Pedrino from Paulista at only 20 years age, says Madit. Well, these are the sort of players that we should be looking at now. And would you offer Eric Bailly and plus cash for Koulibaly, says Matthew Mustill. I mean, I've never been asked that before, but I probably would consider it, mate. You know what? I probably would consider it, because Koulibaly is that important. I don't think United would go anywhere near Coutinho. Please do remember tonight that we have got the Discord show back. So 8 o'clock tonight, we'll be taking your calls, the first time this year. So really looking forward to getting your thoughts on everything. Also, click the eye in the top right-hand corner. That will take you to our Transfer Daily video this morning, talking about Memphis Depay, talking about the Pereira situation, and most of all talking about the centre-back situation and where we stand at the moment. Some really interesting things on that. And Goldbridge Plays FIFA is back today after a couple of weeks off over the Christmas period. Back today. I'm going live in about 10 minutes time, 1:30. The link is in the video description. If you've never watched me play live, it is interesting. So I'll be live there. It just goes live. There's no setup video. It'll just go live at 1:30. So click the link in the video description. Get yourself subscribed. Get your notifications on. And then when I go live, I'll be live for a bit of FIFA. I've not played for 3 weeks, so it's going to be very funny going online and playing that. But thanks everyone for watching. I'm very excited about Barella. I hope that we're doing this deal, because he's exactly the sort of player we should sign. But he's a midfielder as well. He's a midfielder. I really think we need to improve our midfield, and I didn't think we would be looking at anybody. So I'm really, really hopeful. Really hopeful. I agree, Kevin, that we need a right back. Look, maybe tonight on the Discord show, get calling in and start talking about transfers, because it is that time of year. Thanks everyone for watching. Please do drop a like on the video, and I'll see you on FIFA in about 10 minutes. The link in the video description. Maybe fill your 10 minutes by watching Transfer Daily. Click the eye in the top right hand corner. Thanks for watching. Please drop a like, and I'll speak to you in a little bit.